So a physical change is altering some aspect of matter without actually altering the composition of the matter. So in a physical change, there's no change in the composition. Primarily when we think about physical changes, we think about change of states, meaning boiling, boiling, condensating, melting, freezing. Something like those are our common physical changes. And most importantly, though, we need to understand that physical changes are just a disruption of intermolecular forces. And by that I mean, whenever you boil water, for example, you aren't breaking apart the water, you're not altering its composition, but you are disrupting the hydrogen bonding that occurs between the water molecules when they're a liquid. As a liquid, those molecules have strong hydrogen bonding between them, but when they're a gas, they're able to escape one another because you've disrupted that hydrogen bonding, those intermolecular forces. A chemical change, however, does alter the chemical composition of matter. By that, if you had a water molecule, a chemical change that it could undergo would be breaking it apart into hydrogen and oxygen molecules. Whenever you do this, you are literally breaking the bonds holding together the water, turning it into new substances, meaning you've altered the chemical composition. So in a chemical change, you are disrupting the intramolecular forces, which mean the actual chemical bonds. Disrupting those intramolecular forces means actually breaking chemical bonds. Now, there are certain driving forces, or indicators, some people call them, that a chemical change, which is also called a chemical reaction, has taken place. The most common of those are the formation of a gas, the formation of a precipitate, which is just a solid formed from two aqueous solutions, or the change in energy, which could be in the form of heat or light. And so a change in energy could be light or heat, meaning, for example, you could mix two solutions together and it heats up or cools down. Now, it's different than if you heat up something like you're boiling water. The reaction, there's no reaction that's producing the heat. You are simply heating the substance up. Whereas if you were to pour two solutions together and they heated themselves up, that would be an indicator of a chemical change or a chemical reaction. And the last one we can observe is a color change. And these are just strong indicators or driving forces that a chemical change has taken place rather than a physical change.